Hey guys, today I wanted to share with you a recipe from my grandmother's cookbook. In her cookbook, it's called Lazy Man Pie. I call it Lazy Man Cobbler. You can use it with any type of fruit. Today we're going to do peaches, but it's from my grandmother's cookbook that she typed out years ago. She passed away back when I was in 8th grade. She was my dad's mother. We called her Meemaw. She was a great cook. And she was taken away from us way too soon. But my dad last year gifted me this cookbook of hers. And she went in and she typed out recipes in it. And I'm so thankful my dad gave this to me. It's a treasured item of mine. But today I wanted to share with you her recipe for Lazy Man Cobbler. It's very easy. This is going to come together very quickly. And you can use, like I said, today we're doing peaches, but you can use any type of fruit. But you want to make sure you have juice in it. So if you're using fresh fruit, you want to make sure that you put sugar on them and let them sit so they can create their own juice, because you want to have plenty of juice for this cobbler recipe. But like I said, it's going to come together really quickly, very delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the ingredients list with you. And I also wanted to tell you that for the recipes, I have been posting in the last few of my videos. I've been typing out the recipes and putting them down in the description of the video. So that way you don't have to keep listening to me talk a lot to find the recipe. So in the ingredients list. So that's down there in the description of the video. But let's go ahead and go over the ingredients. Really easy, really simple ingredients. You're gonna need a stick of butter. You can do salted or unsalted. I never have unsalted butter. I always use salted butter. So whichever kind you have, a stick of butter. You'll need some milk. You will need self-rising flour. Now, if all you have is all-purpose, you can still do it. You'll just have to add a little leavening agent to it, you know, baking powder, baking soda, salt, some stuff like that. That's easy to Google and figure out. I don't have that information right here with me, but anyway, but you can easily make your all-purpose flour a self-rising flour if you have those ingredients. You will need granulated sugar, and you will need peaches or whatever fruit. You'll need about 29 to 30 ounces of fruit. I think that equals out probably about 2.5 cups or so of fruit, 2.5 to 3 cups of fruit with the juice. So measure the juice with it. So today I'm using 2 15-ounce cans of sliced peaches and heavy syrup. I like the fruit with the heavy syrup in it for the cobbler recipe. All right, so those are our ingredients. Really easy, really simple. So I have my oven preheated to 350. So I am going to go ahead and take the stick of butter, and I'm gonna put it in my 13 by 9 casserole dish. And I'm gonna put that in my oven, and while I'm mixing up my batter, I'm gonna let this butter be melting in the oven. You can melt your butter separately in the microwave, but my oven's already hot, so I'm just gonna stick this in there for a few minutes while I'm mixing up the batter. And then I'll check back. I'm gonna change camera angles, and then I'll come back and show you how we mix up our batter. Okay guys, so let's mix up our batter while our butter is melting in the oven. So we are going to need a cup of self-rising flour. That's half a cup. There we go. So that's a cup of flour. And this is a cup of sugar. If y'all can see the brown that's on the bottom of my sugar, so y'all don't think that something's going on with my sugar. I usually do sugar in the raw in this container, and it's brown colored. So I had a little bit of the sugar in the raw left in the bottom, and I poured the granulated on top. So that's why you see the brown in the bottom of my sugar container. All right, and now we need 3/4 of a cup of milk. All right, guys, that's it. That is it for your batter. So what you're gonna wanna do is just get this mixed up. And you wanna make sure you mix it until there's no more lumps in it. I'm gonna scrape the bottom and make sure that I don't have any little pockets of flour hiding out down there. All right. And that's as easy as it gets, y'all. And there's our batter, ready to go. So now we're gonna check on our butter that's been melted in our pan. So hold on just a second, let me check on that. Okay, guys. My butter is all melted in my casserole pan. If y'all can see that, it's all nice and melted. So now what we're gonna do, sorry y'all, is take our batter and we're going to pour it over the butter. And you are not gonna mix it in, just pour it over the batter. I mean the butter. Pour your batter over the butter. And it will puff up and swell and do all that while it's cooking. Let me see if I can move this over a little bit where y'all can see. All right. So we've got that in there. And this is my 2 cans of sliced peaches. Now, I like to cut up my peaches. If you can see, mine are in smaller pieces. I just pour them in a bowl and take some kitchen scissors and just go through there and cut them up. I like them in a little bit smaller pieces. You can totally just pour them out of the can in here. So on top of this, you're gonna pour your fruit and do not mix it. Your fruit and your juice. Okay, so you're just gonna try to pour it as evenly as you can over all of that. All right, and that's it, guys. That is absolutely it. So now all we gotta do is put it in a 350-degree oven and bake it for about probably somewhere between 40 to 50 minutes. I'll let you know, of course, how long mine bakes, but you know, everybody's oven's a little bit different. I have a double oven and I cook mine in my smaller top oven. It's a little bit smaller, so sometimes my things might cook a little bit faster because it's a little bit smaller oven. But anyway, so I'm gonna put this in the oven, let it bake for about 40 to 50 minutes until it's brown and you kind of touch the middle and it feels done and golden brown on top. And I'll check back with y'all when that's done. Okay guys, I'm back. I just took my cobbler out of the oven and I wanted to show you guys. When I took it out, I did take a little bit of granulated sugar, just very little, and just kind of sprinkled over the top on that breading. That's a personal preference. You don't have to do that, but let me show y'all this. Oh, my lighting's terrible, as we all know, but there's your cobbler. Doesn't that look delicious? You can see it bubbling. So I'm gonna let this sit and cool off a little bit. let it set up and everything. And then I will check back with y'all when we get ready to do a taste test. Hey guys. All right, we are here to do our taste test of our peach cobbler, our Lazy Man cobbler. I'm gonna show you how it looks in the bowl. We've got us some ice cream with it there. And now we are ready to dig in. I think that is delicious. Aaron, what do you think? I think he's too busy eating it to tell me. Is it good? Can you tell me?
Yummy. Mm.
Yummy. Mmm. Is it good? I know. He keeps pointing to our light we have over here. I know. Are you ready to go in the living room and finish eating it? All right. I think we're going to take this into the living room and finish some Netflixing we've got going on in there and finish our delicious dessert. This was very quick, very easy, and turned out delicious. That note I told y'all about sprinkling the sugar on top, it made that top crust just a little crispy. Gave it just a little crispiness, and so that was a nice. That was a nice touch. So this turned out delicious. Y'all let me know if you make this Lazy Man cobbler. Oh, does the husband want to tell us what he thinks? Let's see.
Yummy.
Yummy. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all next time. Bye.